How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, we are actually on the final episode for the Kingdom of Corona, and there's a lot going on in this episode. A lot of drama, some music, some love, and all in all, great heartless boss battles. Well, really mostly one heartless boss battle, but some good fights nonetheless. So, from the last episode, we have finally arrived at the Kingdom of Corona, and Rapunzel is off with Flynn, doing their own thing, getting ready for the Light Festival. And for the beginning of this episode, I just kind of show off where you can get some hidden items and where a couple of hidden Mickeys are, and then we'll get straight back into some story and get involved in a little mini-game that's taken out from the movie that I actually kind of enjoyed a little bit. It actually wasn't that bad, and it's not that difficult. And not annoying as a certain Under the Sea world back in Kingdom Hearts 2. So this hidden Mickey is a little bit tricky to find. You have to climb up this building. It can be a little pain in the butt to get up there. I kind of fail a couple times, but it's right on top of there.
Let's see.
And then you can actually jump off this building and slam into those barrels up there, and you'll unlock a treasure chest. You don't have to slam into them, but you know, you can just whack them with the Keyblade. And you'll still be able to get the chest anyways. And there's a big treasure chest that's kind of hidden. Not necessarily hidden, but it's blocked off by civilians. And at first I had no idea how to get that treasure chest until I used my eyes and realized what was around there. There's a barrel that's right in between the people that are crowding the treasure. So you have to do is you press the triangle button by the barrel, and Sora will do like a little dancing stunt, and it'll distract some of the civilians, and you'll be able to go ahead and get the treasure. So I think I show that off right up here. It's going to be on the right. Yeah, right up there is that big treasure chest. So if you press the triangle button to perform, one, you'll get some money for it, and you'll start separating the crowd.
Nice. Wow. Sure is a busy place.
And I gotta say, I mean, even though you don't get to explore all the kingdom, like, this, exploring just general area was definitely a blast. This looks amazing. And this is another scene that is straight out of the movie. It would have been great, though, if they got the actual music that was playing during the scene. But, speaking of music, I think it's time to dance.
Come on, everyone. Come dance with us.
Okay, so this is a little mini game that we have to participate in, and it's honestly not as bad as you would think, and it's actually quite kind of fun. So what you do is you go up to a random person, and then a color will indicate what button you need to press. You know, red for the circle button, pink for the square button, and blue for the X button. And once Sora enters a ring after you start dancing with someone, you just simply press that button and you start building up your meter. And then once you fill up the meter to a certain height, it'll allow Sora to kind of go in a circle around the sun, and you'll do like a little finishing dance move, and I'll kind of show off. So right now I'm just building my meter. Now I have a chance to press the triangle button. I don't know if I do it just yet. I'm trying to dance with some more people here. So now I press triangle. So now we get into this point in the game where you literally just go around in this circle, just keep on pressing buttons until the finish icon appears on your main menu. And you're pretty much playing this game until you can get the bar on the top left to fill all the way completely full. And honestly, after I play this a couple times, it does not take that long to do it at all. And it's actually quite entertaining, especially with the music, as it kind of fits with the movie. You pretty much have to do that same exact thing twice. See, I'm already a little bit more than halfway, so just keep doing the same thing, and then after you do that one more time, then you complete the minigame. Blocked from the barrel.
Keep dancing.
I still kind of like the music that plays in the movie over the one that plays in the game. But I mean, for what we get, it's actually really, really kind of catchy. But I prefer the movie version. I don't even want to talk. I just want to listen to the music. All right, let's finish this minigame off. And if you guys kind of notice, the sun is starting to set a little bit.
You got it.
Keep dancing.
You got it.
And that is it. Aw, cute moment. And with that, we get a magic boost, which I think is pretty worth it. Alright, and now we get the iconic scene of Rapunzel finally seeing the floating lanterns with Flynn, and her dream finally coming true. And again, I kind of go back to what I said earlier. You know, to think that they can get Let It Go to be in this. You know, if they can get India, well, I mean, granted, they just really used just archived of the song of Let It Go. But I feel like if they could do that with Let It Go, then why not for this scene in particular add in I See the Light from the movie? Because I feel like that would have been truly a little bit more amazing. I mean, we get Let It Go, but we can't even get that. I mean, I know that they can't use everything, but you know, granted, they're working with Disney, so you think that they'd be able to use some stuff like that. And especially when you're able to use a song like Let It Go. Like, why can't we use more Disney tracks? But then again, once we get to Toy Story, oh my God, nothing but compliments all around. God, I can't wait. That's why I decided to try and get this episode all taken care of, because I only have one video of Toy Story gameplay recorded, but I think after I upload this video and finish up this audio, I'm gonna record some more gameplay.
I have something for you, too. I should have given it to you before, but I was just scared. And the thing is, I'm not scared anymore.
Now, if you're just kind of tuning into this playthrough and you have not seen this movie and you kind of ask yourself, like, she never had the satchel bag with her at all times, but in the movie, Rapunzel eventually will run into her mother again. And that's where she gets the bag. But they don't really show it in the game because in the game they kind of cut some key characters out and they kind of try to create their own spin, but still following its traditional story. One example will happen a little bit later that I'll be able to explain, but that's just one of it because she never had that bag with her the entire trip. Watch the movie; it'll make more sense.
I'm sorry. Everything is fine. There's just something I have to take care of.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Now, in the movie, he's going to give that to the thief so that way he can just forget all about that and be with Rapunzel. But this, in Kingdom Hearts, it has a little bit of a different spin, which we'll elaborate on in a few seconds. But, you know, I enjoy great scenic moments like this, but it's Kingdom Hearts, so you can't really expect some happy things forever. They always have to come and crash the party.
Possibly picked a worse time.
Seriously. But however, battling the nobodies with all the freaking lanterns in the background, that's pretty cool if you ask me.
It's time for these wet blankets to go.
Alright, so now we're kind of in a locked battle against the nobodies. Against these guys. And again, my strategy for these guys, stick to the shooting star keyblade and just start wailing. But yeah, this whole this looks like battling with this scenery is amazing. It looks really, really cool. I like it when they do moments like this. Yeah, you won't see any Heartless in this particular boss fight. Why do I keep saying boss fight? I can't talk. I can't talk. I just can't talk. This is specifically just nobodies. So I kind of saw this, it's available on YouTube, so you guys can look it up. They made, the Kingdom Hearts YouTube made a video of it's set in Toy Story where Andy just got a copy of Kingdom Hearts 3, and inside the box is a Sora, Donald, and Goofy figure, and it's all like a, shit, I can't remember what the, kind of animation that's used, but they use like their actual toy models to try and get the game into a system. I thought that was actually kind of cool.
Eugene?
So, some differences here. In the movie, it was these two thugs that Flynn used to work with that did that to him. But in reality, it was this asshole and his assistants with the nobodies, because pretty soon Mother Gothel comes in and pretends like she fought off the crooks, but in this version, it's just she defeats a couple nobodies, which...
Forget Flynn Rider.
The fact that Sora tells Rapunzel and everybody that they can't use like pots and pans to take care of nobodies, but yeah, Mother Gothel's here using a stick. But then again, Mother Gothel's working with Marluxia, so I'm sure there's some special rule to using sticks to take down nobodies. But hey, I mean, but you know, that's just that. So when Roxas uses a stick to fight nobodies, nothing happens. That just does nothing. But Mother Gothel gets a stick and fights nobodies. You can bet your ass that there's going to be some damage.
I was so worried about you, dear. So I followed you, and I saw them attack you, and oh my, let's go. Let's go before they come to.
You destroyed them. Poor Rapunzel. His birthday kind of sucks. But then again, I feel like we've all had that one birthday that just, you thought it was going to go good, but it just sucked so bad. I think I had this one birthday where I can't remember what I asked my parents, but for my grandparents, I asked for another PlayStation 4 controller, and you know I got it. And my mom out of nowhere got me a bed set, which I I mean, it was okay. I kept the blanket, but I was like, a bed set. I know I'm an ungrateful little brat, but we've all had that. But then again, we've all had that one birthday and that one Christmas that where you literally get everything you asked for, and it just makes it so much better. Especially when you get like a game, and then your entire winter break is just set.
Rapunzel's hair holds the powerful magic of healing. And yes, Mother Gothel wants it for herself, as do others. And
I think for me, this Christmas, I'm gonna probably get back into it at some point, but I'm too preoccupied with this game, and just because of how long I waited, and because of getting into some other new games. I got Spyro over my Christmas break, and I'm thoroughly enjoying that game. I got to get back into it. I'm doing pretty good though. I think I might even 100% it. But it's like when you get a game that you really want for like your winter break, you know, there's just no better feeling.
7 hearts.
yes.
And I've had a couple Christmases where I've gotten games that just my whole winter break was just set. Even if I didn't get them for Christmas, you know, it just
Want Rapunzel for your own purposes.
it's just something that you know you can hold off until winter, and you just know that you're set. Like
I just knew you would go and make a scene.
I remember in 2008 when they remade Chain of Memories for the PlayStation 2. I didn't have any money at the time, but I asked my mom as that for a gift. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Chain of Memories for obvious reasons, I don't like the card combat. But just because it was Chain of Memories going from the Game Boy Advance to PlayStation 2. I mean, that's something. That's pretty impressive. And it was the gap between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and now available to play in 3D, which was pretty cool at the time. And at that point, I didn't even know it was coming out, so that was like a big surprise to me when I went to GameStop with my brother and I saw it. I'm like, oh shit! And I could ask for it for Christmas, and I asked for it for Christmas, and just that whole it didn't take me that long because I knew what to do, but even then it was still tough with the card gameplay. It took me about a week, but, a whole week of my Christmas break was just sitting down playing that game, and it was very fun. But nothing compares to getting Kingdom Hearts 2.5 on my last week before final exams week, and then starting my winter break by playing Birth by Sleep Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. That was a damn good winter break. Especially because we finally in the United States got Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. I was set for my winter break. That was the best. Being able to enjoy that, my favorite game at the time, but an extended edition of it was just mind-blowing, especially because it was in HD for the first time. Even in the PlayStation 3, before the games came to PlayStation 4, and they look even better than they did for the PlayStation 3, but at the time, it was still very impressive, and they looked really, really great. But I mean, the main seller was Final Mix. And it's so great to know that Nomura has stated that we're no longer going to get Final Mix because we can finally use DLC. See, that's a thing that DLC can use that makes it better, especially when it comes for something like Kingdom Hearts, because every base game of Kingdom Hearts is still very, very fun. And I've said that in the past. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Birth by Sleep, just those base games alone before we got Final Mix, were still very fun. They still contained a lot, and, they were very, very fun to enjoy.
Where will you go?
But, back then, we had to wait super long for these extra editions that it was just crazy to wait for it, and we'd have to use the internet to find out certain information.
No.
But now, since we have DLC, this works even good, because I already thought that the base game of Kingdom Hearts 3 was great. But it wasn't perfect. God knows, no game is perfect. Every game has its flaws. But I have to say, just like with 1, 2, and Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 3, for what it was great. It was great. I enjoyed every second of it. I'm still enjoying it today. I mean, I'm playing it for the umpteenth time, but this time I'm doing it for a playthrough for you guys. But now that we have DLC, now whenever we get a small update, that just makes it even better. And also with the fact that it's going to be for free, so that way we're not paying extra money for another game that has bonus content. No, we get it for free. And I think Tetsuya Nomura said there's only going to be one thing of DLC along the way that will be paid. But even then, the fact that we're getting multiple free DLC for the rest of the year, that's great. That is absolutely great. And that's how you use DLC properly. No goddamn season pass, unlike some games that I've had like horrible that just use DLC just for their own game. And that definitely pisses me off.
Responsive sidekick. Wait a minute. I know how to fix this. Max, give him a wash.
Yeah, on the topic of DLC, you see, okay. And I guess since I've got time, I might as well just explain it, because, you know, I can say whatever I want on my channel, but, I mean, not everything. I have to watch my mouth. But, I kind of have this love-hate relationship with the Star Wars Battlefront thing. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that agree with me, and I even made a video about this, and actually got a good chunk of views. I'm actually surprised, but then again, I might have put in like a couple of hashtags to try and spread the word, but it's like this.
Are you with me?
And I know if anybody's watching, and they will probably get my point. With Battlefront, when you go back and look at the original Star Wars Battlefronts, you know, those were amazing. Granted, I know we should be talking about Kingdom Hearts, but I'm going to talk about Battlefront anyway, even though I talked about Attack on Titan early on. You know, those were games that, you know, granted, they did have online capabilities, but there was so much for single player, you know. Single players matter too. And when you take something like Star Wars Battlefront and you remaster it for the PlayStation 4, you know, I get it. Online gaming is very, very huge right now. I get that. But you still have to look out for your solo gamers. And definitely the 2015 Battlefront did not have anything much for single player. And they didn't even add stuff. They would have downloadable content that would be free for players, but it provided nothing. And then we fast forward to Star Wars Battlefront 2 when they offer a single player campaign. Okay, let me explain this. And I'm just going to say right now, I hated that campaign. That campaign was stupid, and I thought the story was stupid. Because here's the thing. You know, they go all on this talk like we're going to have this big, epic Star Wars single-player campaign for Battlefront 2, and it's going to be the greatest ever. Okay. Let's think about this. That campaign, and trust me, because I recorded, I knew how long I was playing. I beat that campaign in 1 day. And you want to know how long it took me to beat it? 4 hours. 3 hours for the base game, and then 1 hour for that stupid add-on content about, you know, the First Order and the Resistance. That is how long. That is not how long a story should be. I got better satisfaction from a fragmentary passage, which was a 3-hour demo. Battlefront 2 was just boring as shit. With nothing interesting. It was just so dull. Whereas I could play a fragmentary passage, a Kingdom Hearts 3 demo, and have more fun playing that for what it offered. Because it gave us a next-gen Kingdom Hearts experience, and it looked good. The story was, you know, it was a good story because it was the prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was just so much more fun to play. And even then, you know, with the whole microtransactions that they have done and been accused of, you know, and the fact that I'm telling you, I feel like the people over at DICE and at EA don't care about single players because they make promises and they just don't deliver. Like the promise back then that we were going to get skirmish mode back. Okay, we get arcade mode. That's just, again, it's dull. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. And the only thing that game has been out for 2 years now, and to this day, we still do not have, for single players on Battlefront 2, a large arena to play, you know, while everything is just catered to online play, while single players just get to just suffer. And that, to me, is not how you make a Star Wars game. That's just... companies just trying to invest in money without offering something for both multiplayer and single-player fans. And that's why there are people that have made a group called Single Players Matter Too. And one that I do agree with because, again, the game, I will admit, when you're playing the game on arcade and playing the different eras of Star Wars, it's fun. But the maps are so small, they're so tight, you can't use vehicles. It just, you know what? I'm going to stop right now because whenever I talk about EA and Star Wars, again, it's a love-hate relationship, but it can turn sour so quickly. So I'm just going to stop talking about it. Let's get back to Kingdom Hearts. Okay. So Sora got put to sleep, and now he's awake by the magic of a horse. Power of a horse, I should say. And you don't have to fight any of these enemies that come in your way. You're really just trying to get back to Rapunzel's tower. But if you're me, I do this for the experience. So no doubt I'm going to take them all on. But once you actually get in the area of Rapunzel's tower, you are going to be locked to one Heartless battle. But even then, it's not too bad. So, that's my rant about EA DICE and my relationship with Battlefront 2. Oh my god. I even think I brought up this stuff in, like, older videos of mine. But yeah, that's just, and I know I'm not alone. I am telling you, if you guys go on YouTube and look up the same stuff, you're gonna find it. I swear to God, I am not the only one that thinks this. And the only reason why I hold on to Battlefront 2 is, one, I paid good money for Battlefront 2 for everything that I was supposed to get, and you know, I'm unless they can truly deliver everything that they have said with what I'm looking for, at that point I'm never buying another Star Wars game from those companies again. I don't care. I would rather go back and play Lego Star Wars because that's actually fun and gives fans what they want. It sucks that you don't get aerial recovery yet, and because you see, wow, move my mic. See, technically you're supposed to go to Toy Story first, because if you go to Toy Story first, then you get aerial recovery. But since I like saving Toy Story for last, I'm able to put up with it. But there are times that I wish I had it. I wish I had it then, but sacrifices must be made when Toy Story Fair World. Now, this is the locked Heartless battle that you have to defeat all the Heartless before you can progress. But it's not too terrible. All right. Wow, we're only a little bit over halfway out. No, this episode's moving by fast.
I thought I'd never see you again. Huh?
I have to admit, seeing this for the first time, I did not expect that. Like, I get it, it's Disney, but I never expected someone to be stabbed in, like, a cartoon type thing. Granted, I know Disney has done way such darker things, and maybe we'll talk about more of that stuff. Like, okay, I actually, I want to bring this up. So I was going on YouTube, and I found these old videos of these YouTubers that look up all of the crazy, dark shit that Disney has kind of showed in the past, like with attractions and animatronics. Like, and I learned, I had no idea how fucked up the original Snow White attraction was. Like, they made that into like a, oh my god, like I would, if I was a 5-year-old, I'd be goddamn terrified. Like, you guys, like, definitely look up the video. Like, it's interesting to know, but they basically had turned that attraction into like a jump scare witch's maze from hell. And like, I guess like they didn't even have Snow White in the attraction at all. And when they opened up the one in Disney World, like, that's kind of the one I'm referring to. But it was so messed up and so like, but so, oh my god, just, it was like so creepy. Even like just watching it as I'm in my 20s, just watching that as an adult, like, that ride looks goddamn fucked up.
And you and I will be together. Forever. Just like you want. Everything will be the way it was. I promise. Just like you want. Just let me heal him.
Like, ah, man. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. I'm texting a friend, and I'm also commentating. But yeah, I like, look it up. It's so strange what that ride used to be, and oh man, just thinking about it now, just like whew. And I guess like the evil queen had like this really wicked laugh that scared the crap out of kids. And, you know, eventually, if a ride is too scary, you know, they're gonna have to add in a sign that says, "Warning: this attraction will scare your kids." But on the topic of creepy Disney stuff, this could be fun to talk about. What other things would I talk about? Let's see here. Okay, let's talk about the Yeti. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that have gone to Animal Kingdom, you already know about the one of Disney's, probably their fastest coaster that they've ever made, but also like one of the most amazing things they're made, Expedition Everest. Now, when that ride was in development, the Yeti that they had for that ride was one of Disney's most advanced animatronics that they had ever created. Like, how fast that thing could move with how much, you know, it was designed and built. And, you know, if I can kind of describe what it would do, like, it's holding on to a thing of the railroad, and when you see it, it's launching its hand down at you to try and grab you. But I guess throughout, like, I think it was only in commission for, like, maybe only a year or so, because the developers made a little flaw because of how much he's moving. When the Yeti moves, he is damaging the structure of the ride. And if they kept on doing that, then probably something bad could have happened. Before I get back to the Yeti, I'm just going to describe this boss fight really quick. So this boss fight that we're about to go fight right now used to be a pain in the butt, but now I figured out a proper strategy, and it is using the Shooting Star Keyblade, because this thing likes to move around a lot, and if you can get the 2 arrow guns, then no matter what distance this boss is at, you'll be able to hit him and take a lot of damage out. And I didn't do that in my other playthrough, because I mostly just relied on strength, but this battle's a little bit differently, and I pull off a little bit better. Back to the Yeti. So after they noticed this with the Yeti, they set the Yeti to a thing called B mode. Now, before it was on A mode where it moves around, but now B mode, it's completely still, and to give the audience the illusion of it moving, they use like strobe lights. And I mean, even going on that ride for the very first time scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie, that thing was scary as shit. But even then on B mode, it's still freaky. But another thing that I never noticed, and I think my family knows this a little bit more than I do, because they've gone to Disney just a little bit more than I have. When you go on Expedition Everest at night now that the Yeti's on B mode, they don't have the strobe lights on. They actually just turn on like all of the lights around the Yeti, so you can see that guy in full detail. And let me just say this. That thing is not moving now. And it probably will never move again, depending on if they ever decide to actually go and fix it. But seeing that thing with all the lights on is terrifying as hell. Like, oh my god. Like, I'm in my 20s. And even when I see that thing not moving, just how scary that thing looks. Like, I have to, like, almost duck in my seat because I feel like that thing could seriously touch me. And it's still creepy. And I know the designer had said that someday, I think he said this back in 2013, that there is going to be a day, he said that he's going to try and fix the Yeti. But I guess in order to do that, they have to almost take out, like, open up the ride itself and almost completely redo it. I mean, I get it. It's going to cost a lot of money to fix all that. But I can't help but think that I'm kind of with the people at this. I think that really would need to be fixed. It'd be great to see that thing moving again, just like for old time's sake, but I don't think Disney is willing to close one of their biggest attractions down for a long period of time to get that fixed. But I don't know, stranger things have happened at Disney, and you know, anything is possible at Walt Disney World or any Disney park in general. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But since we're kind of getting close to the end of this episode, I think I'll kind of save all the creepy Disney stuff for later because it's going to be a fun thing to talk about. So, this boss fight's pretty much almost done. So yeah, if you just kind of use the strategy that I did, then this will be a kind of a walk in the park with you. But yeah, you want to stick to the shooting star Keyblade.
Don't go. Stay with me, Eugene.
Again, this would have been a perfect time to use that recorded audio. This is sad. I mean, well,
Flower, gleam, and glow.
now Sora and the gang have had their fair share of people thinking that they've almost died, but
The clock reverses.
definitely I think their responses to people possibly dying in this game, one, I think it's a little bit more realistic of how they react to it. But in Kingdom Hearts 2's case, when we thought Goofy died, I mean, I was playing that the first time. I actually thought that was the case. But, like, when we get to Pirates, like, I was actually surprised that what Sora, Donald, and Goofy actually did. And I'll elaborate more on that when we get to that point. But yeah, with, like, how they recreate these scenes. Like, this looks exactly like the movie, because you know, the outside it's all gray. It's dark. But then we all know what's going to happen. It's going to bright up the entire room. But it's accurate Disney.
Has been heard. Change the fate's design. Save what has been lost. Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine.
This was a sad moment in the movie. But if we're all Disney fanatics here, we know that happy endings will always triumph. Just like this right now. I'm so glad that they kept this line in the game.
Rapunzel?
Eugene.
Did I ever tell you I've got a thing for brunettes?
That was hilarious. I love that. That line is hilarious. I don't care what you say. I laughed in the theater when that happened. Like, did I ever tell you that I got a thing for brunettes? See, happy ending. God damn it! Because in a Disney movie, we always get a happy ending.
Wow, Rapunzel, you're finally gonna get to see your real home.
I know. I mean, I can't believe it. I can finally be with my real family. I couldn't have done it without your help.
You're welcome.
Well, from where I'm standing, the kingdom couldn't ask for a better princess. And I couldn't have asked for better sidekicks. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much.
Happily ever after.
I would have liked it though if we actually got like to see the ending where she actually gets to see her parents.
Huh?
But can't have everything.
You're gonna be great.
Huh?
We haven't seen the guy controlling the monsters in a while, so that's one less worry.
But there's still a chance that he might be around here somewhere.
Well, if he comes back and tries to bother Rapunzel again, then Flynn will keep her safe. And we three won't be far behind.
Come on. Rapunzel's the tough one, if you ask me.
True. But nevertheless, I won't let her out of my sight.
Oh, Eugene.
Eugene?
Oh, that's my real name. Eugene Fitzherbert. That's right.
I probably would have changed my name to Flynn Rider. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
I think it's a great name.
Me too. Nice to re-meet you, Eugene.
Hey, I thought I was the only one you were going to tell?
Don't worry. I've saved plenty of Fitzherberty secrets just for you.
Really?
Hey! What are you two lovebirds talking about?
Nothing!
Nothing.
You can tell us.
Yeah, it's not nice to keep secrets.
This one is none of your business.
Maximus, get him!
Huh?
Eh. I love those two.
You have got to be kidding me!
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our time in the Kingdom of Corona has come to an end. A really great time, even though I've had some of my, even though I kind of messed up on some moments trying to stop my cat. But other than that, it was a pretty great adventure, with even better things to come in the next world we visit. Oh, I can't wait.
Another world where we got doodly squat. You sure this box thingy's even real?
Oh, trust me, Pete, that box is real. That box is real, but you're probably not going to get your hands on it anytime soon. But, hey, you just keep on going on questing.
What?
Come with me.
If anybody enjoyed the recent Kingdom Hearts Union Cross update, then you know what happens to something about the... Wow, I can't talk. A recent update for Union Cross just explained something about Maleficent trying to go after the black box. So there's that. Yeah. So sayonara, Kingdom of Corona. Probably won't see you again until we're grinding for Heartless and experience. And back in the gummy ship we are at.
Sarah, what about the power of waiting?
You had to remind me?
Well, gosh, we just want to help.
This is something that somebody, a YouTuber that I follow a little bit, talked about this in her review of Kingdom Hearts 3. I like the pacing that this does, where after you beat a Disney World, you get a cutscene that reflects more of like what's going on in the main story, whereas, you know, you don't really get something like this because there's not really a midpoint to Kingdom Hearts 3. It's really just, like I said, it's an adventure from start to finish, where it is a race to the clock to get all of our Guardians of Light to stop Xehanort. And I'm still fine with that, even though a midway point would have been nice to do something like the Battle of 1,000 Heartless thing that we did in Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 2. But again, for what we're given, I'm happy.
Hey, hey, Wrong number?
No. Rico and I are visiting Radiant Garden.
You were still there the last time we saw you.
Call you guys. But it looks like you beat us to the punch.
Sora, is something wrong?
I wanted to pick your brain. In order for us to recomplete Roxas, he needs a body, right?
Yeah, to put his heart in.
Replicas. Huh? Well, replicas are basically...
Little callback to Chain of Memories that, for something that we've really only seen in 358 Days Over 2 in Chain of Memories, the whole replica concept is heavily used in Kingdom Hearts 3. And we're going to learn a little bit more about this once we get the DLC for... I mean, they're technically calling the DLC Final Mix, but I'm just going to call it DLC. But more DLC will explain a little bit more about what the use of replicas are for this game. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And we are just about almost out of time, so I'm going to take this time right now and say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the finale of the Kingdom of Corona. And oh, we're going to my favorite world next, and I can't wait. I'm going to try and get all the gameplay recorded as soon as possible so I can start recording my audio and get it uploaded for you guys right away. And I've got some pretty exciting ideas for thumbnails because I kind of finally figured out how to make thumbnails. I don't know how to do all this stuff, so I'm learning, so you can at least give me that. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode when we finally go to Toy Story. See you in the next one, guys.
So let the rest of us worry about Roxas and Naminé for now. You journey on and keep an eye out for Terra.
Yes, Your Majesty! Stop that!
They don't change, do they?
Nope, that's their best quality.
Well, we gave Merlin the vestments for Kairi and Axel. Let's go stop by Ansem the Wise's study.
Right.